Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender open place. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 Studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com, click and listen live. Or you can go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM, go down to church webcast, and guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's beautiful, a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
WPCE 1400 AM and Peace 95.3.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's not forget Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We want you to like, share, follow, subscribe, and comment. We'll shout you out later on in the show. Really? We will.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, follow, and shout out.
That's right. We will do all of that.
I had the like on my tongue.
Yeah, you really did. You were ready.
I'm ready. I'm set, and I'm ready to go.
Oh, very good. So look, you all do all of that, and we'll shout you out later on. We are blessed to be here today. It's Fun Friday, and we have our current job listing. Mr. E, are you ready?
I'm ready. If I don't get to go, I'm ready. Get your pen and piece of paper. Remember that Harry Teeter's and Federal Express and Lowe's and Home Depot and United Postal Service are doing some hiring around the town. And if you think that because you've been incarcerated that you can't get a job, no, they got a program set aside just for you. For kids, community grant writer is looking for a community grant writer, a community resource specialist, and a shelter assistant.
Bay Aging, they need a housing assistant and intake specialist. Options counselor VDC, they need a directed care program assistant.
That's right. And also the city of Chesapeake is looking for an officer specialist and a library assistant.
Children's Museum of Richmond, they need a facilities and exhibits technician. They also need educator and art coordinator.
The Children's Center looking for a pre-K teacher job opening, a site supervisor, a speech and language pathologist.
Virginia Beach SPCA, they need an animal care technician. They also need a level 1 veterinarian assistant. They need an intake and transfer associate and a licensed veterinary technician.
Junior League of Norfolk and Virginia Beach is looking for an operating coordinator, and Park Place School looking for an elementary classroom teacher post long haul.
For kids, after school assistant, full time, community grant writer, community resource specialist, shelter assistant as well.
Bay agents looking for a housing assistant and an intake specialist and an option and counselor at VDC.
Okay, City of Chesapeake, they need an office specialist too. They need a library assistant part-time.
And the Children's Museum of Richmond looking for a facility and exhibit technician and an educator of art coordinator.
Portsmouth Museums Foundation, they need an executive director, Park Place School elementary classroom teacher, post LH, and for kids, they need an after-school assistant full time. These are already listed on our pages. You can go to Edward Everett's personal page, Yolanda Hinton's personal page. You can go to LinkedIn. It's already there. FY Radio Show. All these listings are on our pages, and you can share, you can like, you can actually email them to your friends.
That's right. And don't forget, there are jobs available for those who've been incarcerated. So there are jobs available for those who need Ecogen and things of that nature, are looking for employees.
Absolutely. Now, I tell you what, we're going to shift, because we're going to talk about something that people are kind of like getting a little bit nervous about, and that is what we know about the monkeypox.
Monkeypox. What we know about monkeypox symptoms, treatments, and protection.
Let me say this, Mr. E. We have gone from COVID,
That's
talking
right.
about that for the last 3 years. Now we got to deal with this thing called monkeypox.
That's right. Monkeypox. They say that monkeypox is in the family of smallpox and chickenpox and syphilis.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, it's something that the World Health Organization has declared a global health emergency.
Yeah.
So this is not something that is just out there, cute. This is something that the health organization is saying, wait a minute, this can be problematic.
Yeah.
You all kind of like govern yourself accordingly. Remember when COVID first came out, they was like telling us social distance, hand sanitizer, keep your hands to yourself.
That's right.
Because this thing is able to spread.
Yeah.
And it spreads by touch.
Miss Hinton, there's over more than 26,000 cases
Oh my goodness,
that have been reported in 88 countries this year, and most of those are in countries that don't typically see viruses. In the United States, there are 7,100 cases were confirmed as of August the 4th.
Yes.
By the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, but this is probably a significant undercount.
Absolutely. It says what worries global health experts about this outbreak is that it is spreading person to person, primarily among networks of men who have been with, other people. Scientists are trying to figure out whether recent mutations to the virus are helping it spread in ways that don't yet fully understand.
Wow.
Oh, wow. What to know? What are some of the common monkeypox symptoms? I know it's an outbreak of the skin and pus and all that kind of stuff, Mr. E.
And they said the monkeypox infections typically last 2 to 4 weeks. The CDC said, and beginning with flu-like symptoms.
Oh,
wow.
Goodness.
Doesn't that sound like the virus, the COVID virus? It is similar to flu-like symptoms, including fevers, headaches, muscle aches, exhaustion, even the few bumps of pox spread across the skin.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But I tell you, govern yourself accordingly, honey. Watch what you touch and who you touch. And, if you need some hand sanitizer, go on and visit hand sanitizer. Let's see, I noticed they didn't say nothing about toilet tissue and paper towels this time.
Not this time.
I guess this won't help.
Yeah.
But the toilet tissue, all that stuff won't help. But I tell you what, you all please be safe because it is just something that you don't even want. It looks so bad when they show pictures of it. So we're going to talk about that on the back end of the show. Right now, my stomach can't. Anyway, this is Friday. This is Fun Friday.
That's right. That's right. It's Fun Friday. What did the chicken say when he crossed the street?
I'm not sure.
Please don't hit me.
Ooh, Mr. E. Didn't we have a comedian up here? We had a comedian up here. I think we're going to call him back. I forgot to tell him that you needed a few lessons. But anyway, Mr. E, thanks for the sense of humor. It is Fun Friday. We're here to have a good old time and a good old discussion.
Yeah.
Today is What's in Your Closet? Women's issues. Oh my goodness. And Mr. E, we talked a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago, but there's someone, I'm not calling any names, but they're in this room, kind of curious about women and women's secrets. Now, are women secretive and bossy?
Just before we go into that, Miss Cynthia, let me give the telephone number out, 757-624-9475. The lines are available for this topic. So you said, are women secretive?
And bossy. Let's start with secretive first.
Okay.
No, let's start with bossy first.
Are they?
Are women bossy?
Are they?
I'm not sure. What is the definition of bossy? What would make a woman bossy? And I want our friends here on Facebook Live, you all chime in. What is bossy? Mr. E, since you are very curious about the female specimen here, what do you consider bossy?
When here's what I consider being a bossy female is when controlled. It's not a equal control. It's that they got to have it their way, and if they don't have it their way, they get totally upset with you. They get mad as gas when things are not going well. They get one of the greatest attitudes that one could ever, and then they begin to get you that silent treatment and make heckling noise and be so sarcastic and wants to run things. Because they can't, boss a person around. Hey, look, brothers, I know you're all out there. Give us a call at 757-624-9475. Yes, women are bossy.
Somebody said we're not bossy, we're just boss. We're boss. We run things. We rule the world. That's what Beyonce said.
And when it don't go their way, why do women get to the point when they get an attitude over nothing?
Oh, I don't think nothing. A woman is reacting sometimes to circumstances, situations, and the environment. It's just in her to be, who she is. She's been raised up to be sociable, outspoken a lot of women. And even our little girls come up a little grown, That's what
grown?
They say. They say our little girls sometimes are just a little bit too grown, but that's because they interact with aunties and grandmas and sisters and big sisters, and they learn how to socialize early, and so it's just what it is. But see, a woman is an animal that just knows who she is in a sense. Sometimes she may forget, but I'm saying when it comes to her emotions, she expresses it, and you can't do nothing about it. Like I said last time, you may see it in her face. Somebody is trying to call us down, but we want to know, are women bossy? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Can you help me out? What do you think? Are women bossy?
I don't think women are bossy per se, but sometimes men be a little slow and they need a little push, and the woman has to take the initiative or nothing will get done.
I said that this morning.
So you really think that because is it that men don't do it the way or when you say it?
Ooh.
Not all men.
Okay.
That's right.
And they don't move when you say move, and then since they don't move when you say move, so you got to give us a little attitude and a little smirky smirk and walk around pouting.
Listen, he said we make noise.
Don't you?
Oh, I love that.
Thank you for
Thank
calling.
you so much.
Nothing will get done. Really, that's the thing. Pastor, and I'm telling the truth. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well,
Thank you.
well, see, here's the question is that when women get the smirking and acting, out of character, because we don't move when they want, and I thank you for your comment. Thank you.
God bless you all.
Oh wow, Mr. E. Yeah.
624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. Are women bossy?
Now look, it was a question that was asked, do men like bossy women? And guess what? They say a lot of men love bossy women because they want them to take the initiative to do a lot of things. A woman thinks on both sides of her brain. She can do so many things at one time. And there are some men that welcome that, even the attitude.
Well, my hats off to the attitudes and to the bossy women, but the conversation. Good morning, Miss Roberta Carter. Are you bossy? Yeah, are you bossy? Are women bossy? Give us a call, 757-622-9475. Are they bossy?
Okay.
Do they walk around with smirks on their face, and do they have an attitude all the time because something ain't going well? Are they bossy?
I tell you what, not somebody's going to call us right now and tell us, Mr. E. Good morning. Uh-oh, we got a brother on the line.
Good morning, sir. Hey, Brother
Pastor.
Brock, you the man. You the man.
Ooh, let's hear. Speak up, Brother Brock, just a little bit more.
We have to go back to the history. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Our black women, particularly, have been the most abused women in the world. And we have to go back to the slavery where they mapped and raped and abused the black woman. And she was nothing valuable other than sex and profit. The black man over the years take the same mindset as the man. The black man arose from starting. A lot of them athletes actually decided to black people. I wouldn't like to fight. So our modern day black women, there's so much abuse and trauma. They have the attitude, not just because they're born that, but because how they
Absolutely. Wow, that is a great perspective, Mr. E. Thank you, Pastor Brock. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's look at what he said, Mr. E. Oh my goodness.
He went back in history.
Yeah, he went back in history, but not only is he talking about what women have suffered, women have been coined as second-class citizens now. We didn't get our rights to vote until later on now. We have been kept under, and we had to fight for rights. And so can you imagine, when you've been pushed down and somebody's on your neck, you can't help but being a little bit defensive and a little bit, wanting to speak your opinions and get your perspective out.
Well, and I believe that is a true statement, but I believe also that when you get to the point where you want to boss somebody, you can't have an attitude, or you got to do what you say that people say that a man should do, is learn how to communicate and ask questions, or ask for what he wants and how he may say that. Sometimes when women has a tendency of wanting things to be done, they got to do a little snurp, and when you don't get and do it at that time, or when they don't see you to respond, then they got a little attitude. Give us a call at 757-624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. The lines are available. And if you want to comment on bossy women.
Well, we're going to ask you to comment on secretive women, because are women secretive? We have to hold some things to ourselves. we have to be secretive in some things. I don't think it's really secretive. I think it's private. A lot of women are private. You're not going to get everything out of a woman. I know you're not going to get everything out of me because I don't floss that way, Mr. E. I am a person that holds my thoughts and I manage them. And when I want you to know something, you'll know it. And when I don't want you to know something, you won't know it, period. And also, women can be secretive because men don't look in obvious places for our secrets. First of all, you got to sit back and you got to communicate with a woman. You'll get to know a little bit better. You got to ask questions. And then you don't go in obvious places. This is one thing I know about women.
Tell us the obvious places.
Well, one thing I can say about women, they have this thing that they carry with them all the time.
The pocketbook?
It's called a pocketbook.
Okay.
And I tell you, this is one thing about a woman. You don't touch her pocketbook.
Wow.
You don't touch. I mean, even children. You don't let nobody touch your purse because you may hold your bank accounts in there, your coins. You may have so many things that hey, that's private. This is my personal business. But I tell you what, some of my secrets may be in there. This segment is called What's in Your Closet, and that's another place, honey, you may want to go and find out some secrets.
Good morning.
But can you get in these places? That's my point. You can't get in these pocketbooks. And honey, don't go in my closet without permission.
The telephone number to dial is 757-624-9475. Are women secretive? Are they bossy?
Mr. E says that a woman sneaks stuff in the house. Now, what do you all think? What do you mean by that, Mr. E?
Now,
why do we have to sneak?
Now, brethren, they go to the market or go to the store and they buy more than what they want you to know that they bought. And when time for you to go somewhere, they're breaking out brand new shoes, brand new dresses, brand new pocketbooks, and you say, as a man, where you get that from? Well, and then they say this: I've been having it in the closet for a long time.
Oh.
Well, brothers, listen. Go look in the trunks of their cars, and you will see how much they done stored in the trunk. Or they leave it in the garage, and they wait for the right timing to bring it up.
But Mr. E, that may have more to do with you all than us, because if we can't be open enough to bring in our bags and stuff, somebody must have their foot on our neck, or somebody must be sitting up there keeping tabs on how much we spend, or they must be barking when we do what we do. So it has a lot to do with you all. You men out there should make it very easy for a woman to bring all her bags in once she goes shopping.
Well, see, the thing about it is, and sometimes when a man goes shopping, you got money to do this. You could have took that money and did something with this over here, or you could have paid this bill. That's all you want a man's money to go towards.
A man's money?
A man's money go towards paying the bill.
E, I think you're going to have to put the brakes on that man's money stuff. Because women work and they bring in the coins too.
624-9475. Now, why y'all sneak stuff in the house and in the garage?
Because probably because we don't want to hear any chatter about all the things. Because guess what? A man will come in with one little bag. He go on shopping, got his little pants or whatnot. A woman, she gonna come in. She gonna have bag after bag. Bag after bag after bag. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be something else. So hey, then she got to do a little sneaky. She don't want to hear. She don't want to hear her mate's mouth. She just don't want to hear it. And so she does. What about single women? We talking about married women, Mr. E. Single women, do they sneak bags?
Oh,
in?
They don't have to. Single women don't have to sneak bags in because they're single. Who they have to hold accountable to aside for themselves?
Ooh.
So when you are married or when you're a single woman, all you have to do, go to the store, do what you do, and walk right through the front door.
And Mr. E, I got to say something about that comment about the man's money. Now, come on now. In this day and time, men and women are working together.
And that's what
she works, he works. Sometimes a woman makes more than a man.
And
no
shade.
And
it's all game. It's all good because it's all coming into one place.
Okay, Mr. E, this is another thing. I want you to answer this truthfully. Mr. E, are women nosy?
Are they nosy?
What do you mean? Are they nosy?
Listen, women are so nosy. They stand to the curtains and peep across the street and they look at the neighbors, and they're nosy and seeing what everybody. Are they nosy? Let you answer that question, Miss Hinton. Are you nosy?
Well, we have to get the tea, but everybody's nosy. And this is the thing about it, Missy. You don't have to go far to find anything because people are telling all their business on social media.
We used to have a neighbor in our community named Miss Haggett. And you've seen her, they stand to the window, they know what's going on across the street, down the street, around the corner, through the woods, and to grandma. They know it all.
I have a few nosy neighbors too.
Do you have a few nosy neighbors?
Oh yeah, and every time a house is being because every time a house is being built in the development, they are in it, and they went by, going crawling all throughout know everybody's business. You talk to them, they know everybody's business.
Now, Miss Hinton, I just want to ask that one question while I got you on the move. Are you one of those neighbors that look at everything that goes? Are you the camera in your neighborhood?
Well, I have cameras all around my house, I promise you. I don't have to go up. But no, this is the thing I feel about getting that tea. People are telling all their business. Celebrities tell their business. You go on social media, everybody's telling everything. I have never seen nothing like it. You don't have to go far to find nobody's tea. Nobody's business is right there, Mr. E.
624-9475. Give us a call and let us know. Are they bossy? Are they secretive? And are they nosy?
What about vindictive?
Yes. Lord.
What do you mean? Yes.
A woman is very vindictive. She thinks with both sides of her brain, and she goes and she knows how to get even.
She knows how to get revenge.
She knows how to get revenge.
Can I tell you why a woman knows how? Because she studies you. And guess what? Every word you say goes in that ear. So by the time she's getting mad, she's saying, let me show you something. Let me tell you something. Because you have exposed your weaknesses to a woman. And that's the very thing that she gets to put in her arsenal to put out. Because guess what? She can't physically, they say most women can't physically fight a man, but I tell you what, that tongue is deadly, honey. And when it's times for war, that's the weapon that she's going to pull out.
So that it is true that women are vindictive.
They can be if they want to, but some people, don't believe in revenge. But I tell you what, some of them do, and you better stay out the way of a vindictive. You might as well be on a desert island when it comes to a mean sister. Or I'm not talking about black sisters. I'm talking about women, because they have a streak in them that, hey, you don't want to hear. And then their mouth, they've been blessed. Like I said, they're sociable. They've been blessed with a mouthpiece. So don't get us started, because you're not going to win that fight. Men, you are not going to win that fight against a woman's mouth.
Women, sugar and spice and everything.
We are, but we got a tongue too. That's our weapon.
And that's part of a snake's thing. He had a tongue too that strike you in the heart.
She did get together with the devil, the snake, and the God baby. They turned this thing out. So hey, yes.
So she did talk with the devil.
Yes, and they became one.
And they became friends.
Same thoughts and everything.
Yeah,
and then they went to the man, and he
should
have known better.
And
see, that's what I'm saying. You see how she convinced him? That's what I'm saying. She's powerful. She convinced the man to go against God. That's a terrible animal. That's a terrible thing. But anyway, Mr. E, we're going to keep talking about nosy, bossy, vindictive, all that stuff you all say about us. We're going to keep talking about that along with serving that tea. We got some tea to serve today. So you all keep joining us. Let's see how long we have. We got anything else we need to tell our people? We got 60 seconds. And look, you all just keep listening to us. Make sure you share, follow, subscribe us, our channels. And I want to shout out Erica Campbell today. Oh my God. Thank you, girl, for following me on Instagram. God bless you, girl. And God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you back here on Monday for Sports Talk. Enjoy your day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WPCE 1400 Peace 95.3 and WGPL 1350 and on the World Wide Web. Started out with a smile on my Our issue today has been dealing with the women, what's underneath your hat. And if you want to know more about what we are talking about, join us in just a few minutes as we talk more about women issues
In the closet.
In the closet. Vindictiveness, bossiness, nosiness. Until Monday, bye now. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady.
Mr. E, nosiness and all that stuff is an art form. Now listen to this, Mr. E. When women, used to gossip, they didn't have social media then. They used to get on the fence. They said that the women was on the white picket fence, and were they going to they were gossiping about everything and everybody. That's how it got started. Women have been nosy for the longest time, and now our job has gotten easier. Why? Because people are telling all of their business.
Miss Cynthia, when we begin to talk about nosiness of women, how they sit on the picket fence, they went from the picket fence to peeping through the window.
Well, that's peeping Toms. We don't do that.
And they've been nosy. And then they got a little Miss Haggard next door to them. They talk together. And when they go to talking together, the Miss Haggard will go the extra mile, or they might go the extra mile and say, well, girl, I'm just going to pull around the corner. I'm going this way. And normally you'd be going this way to come to your home. But now you got to swing all the way, and you drive very, very slow, looking into folks' garages and finding out what's going on. What's with that?
Now, I've seen my neighbors do that. But this is the thing I'm finding out about my neighbors, new neighbors. They will come up to you and talk. You don't know them, but they will start telling their business and everybody else's business. You'll learn so much about them in the first 5 minutes of the conversation, because people are just so easily able and ready to tell the tea on everything, on themselves and everything else. I never seen that like that. Dealing with contractors tell all the neighbors' business. Just nosy. It's just a nosy time. And like I said, social media is set up where people expose everything, not just pictures and not just this, but they're going to tell them some of the most intimate things about them. And you don't have to go nowhere for no gossip. It's right there.
Miss Cynthia, there's a lot of homes that has cameras, and they got cameras in the corners here, there. Mm-hmm. And then you got about 10 windows in your house. Mm. Have you ever took the time and went from window to window to look and see?
And my windows, my windows are huge.
Have you ever went from window to window and looking out around your home like the cameras do?
Well, it's kind of, I don't know what to say about that, Miss Lee, because the way I set up where I live is not, you don't see people that much.
Okay.
And the thing about it, when I do see a neighbor, I talk with the neighbor. I may not know them. I'm new to, we just built our home out in Virginia Beach. So I don't know if I go looking for tea. If I meet a neighbor, they're going to serve a little bit of tea.
Uh-huh.
And so that's fine. I just, go in and that's it. I've always been like that though. So don't ask me about, neighbors and stuff like that, because I've always been very private. But I have named, now listen to this, y'all. I have named a few of them that's real nosy, that go around going in people's houses when it's being built and telling the tea on folks. I have named them. I have a neighbor. I have named her Miss Kravitz. You know,
Okay,
like the
Miss
lady
Kravitz,
on
yeah.
Bewitched. You know,
Yeah,
little nose.
yeah.
Yeah, because some of them are just pure T nosy.
You know, and some of them are like that. They sit right there in the window. They know what color cars pull up to your house and know what goes on. You know, they sit
Oh,
there
they are.
and
Oh my God.
sit there and in their dining room. I got a man in my community whose living room, a man,
Uh-huh.
whose living room chair or his sofa is pointing out the picture window.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna talk about that some more later on. But nosy, vindictive,
Yeah.
secretive,
Is that all women?
bossy.
Bossy?
Is that us?
That's
Somebody
you women.
tell me something.
That is a woman. She's all of that and a bag of men. I just want to get this tea served to you so you'll know that the characteristics of a woman.
Really?
She's
That's not on
nosy.
our tea stuff.
She's nosy. She's secretive. So when she don't talk, she holding it in. She's got a secret. She's nosy. She's secretive. She's bossy, and she's vindictive.
You better be glad we're nosy. The reason I say that, honey, I'm glad I have a couple of nosy neighbors in the neighborhood. They find out everything that's going on, and not only that, when there's crooks or crookdom or anything around, they nosy about that too. They can tell the home association what crooks have been riding through the neighborhood. So hey, look, come in handy for something. We're good for a whole lot of things, and being nosy is okay. So anyway, look, we got to serve some tea, Mr. E. Now, I've been getting so many different answers to this question. Is Wendy Williams married, honey?
Well,
And I thought Wendy Williams is on her last leg. Now, somebody lying. Now, the leg may look bad, but I don't think it's her last leg. Wendy Williams, honey, they say she's married. Now, what's the tea?
Well, according to my research, I found out that Wendy Williams was engaged to a fellow by the name of Henry. You know, his name is Henry. But 2 days ago, 1 day ago, I found out that Wendy Williams is married. She is married. You know.
And how did you find out that, T?
I found out. I did some research on Wendy Williams. They said she's married a fellow by the name of Henry, who is a New York Police Department officer.
Really?
He's an officer of the New York Police Department.
Where's the license? We can't serve that tea unless we have the license.
And Wendy Williams was broke down before. I mean, when you look at Wendy Williams, she was really broke down.
She was, and the foot was the size of an elephant.
Especially when she was dancing. Especially when she was dancing with the stars, her feet were tore up from the floor up, and I don't. And then she had a habit. Wendy Williams had a coke habit, a drug habit.
Allegedly.
She had a habit,
allegedly.
and then when and that mess was what messes her up.
Well, I tell you,
could have messed her up.
You all thinking that Wendy Williams is on her last foot or her last leg, honey. If she's married, she's on and popping. I'm gonna tell you that.
Wendy
right
would
now.
Tell you quick, God is good.
God is good. And I mean, I thought Wendy was ready for for Sandusky, and here it is. People are talking about Wendy Williams and marriage. What do you all think? Is she married? I want to say good morning to Sheila Robbins, Roberta Carter, Donna Mitchell. You all tell us if you're on so we can shout you out. We're serving a little tea. I'm curious because I've been hearing a whole lot of stories. Somebody said today that she wasn't.
No, well,
but who knows?
I'm looking it up today. I'm looking up today. Wendy Williams. I'm looking it up right now. Wendy Williams have been dating this officer named Henry. But there's a but in it. But Wendy Williams insists she married a New York police officer 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So nobody's seen the certificate. Wendy Williams is doubling down on her marriage claim. The former talk show host made headlines this week after claiming that she had tied the knot with a New York police officer named Henry. Williams revealed the information while speaking to a good friend, Jason Lee, the founder of this and the CEO of the news outlet
Let's not
Hollywood Unlocked.
Let's not give him
That
Go ahead.
that she didn't provide too many details about the relationship. Told Lee she and Henry got married the end of July.
Well, we shall see.
That's
we shall
the news.
see if it's real news, real tea, or if it's allegedly or whatever. But Wendy, I'm glad that you're feeling better. If you got married. I know you've recovered because you cannot sit back and be broke down and tore up with a new man.
That's right. That's right. And
Yes.
you got repaired and everything.
Okay, let's talk about the lady with the that's been touching monkeys. So there's a lady, they report that it was a truck accident with cages and cages full of covered up monkeys. Now she goes over there and feeling and fumbling. How you go over there feeling and fumbling over animals you don't even know what it is? She thought they were cats. And to find out it was monkeys, she was rubbing on and feeling and carrying on. And she was, trying to figure out were they all right? Was it a truck accident, things like that. And when they found out that she was all walking all in the, their poop, and found out that she was rubbing and all that stuff, they gave her all kind of shots and all kind of rabies shots, and she was having a puberty fit. What would possess some folk to go and just, do stuff and don't even, think? She wasn't thinking. I don't care if it was a cat, Mr. E. I don't think I'd go around stroking stuff in cages that's under blankets and whatnot. You go around. Now that's nosy. Now I'm going to say that right now. Now that's nosy. You that nosy. You don't even know what it is, and you feeling and rubbing on animals. She thought it was cages full of cats. Why would you go in, even if it's cats, rubbing and feeling all over these felines?
Woman claims she is sick after carrying hissing monkeys that escaped truck in Peninsula crash. This woman said that after the truckload of 100 lab monkeys crashed in Pennsylvania, a woman stopped her car to help. One of the monkeys did not appreciate her goodwill and hissed in her face. Now she's sick. According to Pennsylvania homepage, she was driving the truck, when it crashed, dumped the animal crates across the highway. Some of those crates broken, allowing the monkeys to escape in the surrounding areas. But those monkeys was eventually caught by human heat. And she said after the truck crashed, pulled over to help the driver in distress, animals initially thinking the monkeys were cats. When she approached the scene, she had placed her hands on one of the cages. The monkey inside, lightly shaking by the accident, hissed at the woman.
Well, why in the world would you go around feeling on cage? You don't know what they are. You thinking they're cats and they're monkeys. She better be glad she didn't get her hand tore off on her face. She better be glad, I'm telling you. But she said, I'd walked through all the, their, waste and all that stuff. Girl.
Here's what they say. They said after the accident began to develop cough, as well as pink eye.
Yeah.
Her eyes became irritated, that she decided to visit the emergency room. She was given first of 4 rabies shots, as well as some antiviral drugs. I was close to the monkeys. I touched the crate. I walked through their feces, so I was very close. She told the outlet, so I called the inquiry, was I safe? She said the monkeys did hiss at me and there was feces around. And I did have an open cut.
Oh, okay, now that's
just was precaution.
Is she really that, I don't know what to say, but girl.
Infective monkeys.
Girl,
these are lab monkeys. These are monkeys that were been put on experiments, and now she come in contact with the monkeys. I'm quite sure that when they put these monkeys in these cages, they had caution tapes on to say that there are something like experiment monkeys. But but here she's dealing with monkey. I don't understand that. So you got to give me your opinion of if you saw monkeys in cages.
You wouldn't have to worry about me, honey, because I would have had a flashback. A monkey tore the face off of a woman. She was on Oprah Winfrey Show. I don't want to get near a monkey.
But there's people who are raising monkeys too as pets.
Well, let him, God bless him, but baby.
You think she got the monkeypox?
She may have them.
You think that's where the monkeypox come from?
I'm not sure, and that's the tea right there. People want to know where's this monkeypox. Now, we couldn't say it, and I can't say it explicitly on this show. I don't want nobody flagging the show. But they say that this, Mr. You got it. It says that it's transmitted through, man on man, or, I'm not going to say it, but they're saying, that certain groups of people are at risk of spreading this monkeypox.
That's right. They said monkeypox mainly spread from human to human. Through direct contact with infectious rash, scabs, and bodily fluid. It can also be transmitted from respiratory, doing prolonged face-to-face contact, or doing intimate physically contact, such as kissing, cuddling, or sex.
So the thing about it, you all, please, 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 and please, watch what you touch, who you touch, and how you touch, because it is definitely able to go from one individual to the next easily.
Here's the thing, Ms. Hinton. They also said people can be infected by items such as clothes or bed sheets previously used by someone who is infected. The CDC said pregnant people can transmit the virus to their fetus.
And Mr. E, you gave numbers of how many cases are worldwide. I think you said 26,000 worldwide.
26,000 worldwide in 88 countries.
That is too much.
And in the United States, there's 7,100 confirmed as of yesterday.
And the tea is, you guys, it's not looking like the regular chicken pox. This looked like a chicken pox on steroids. Ooh! Ooh! These not little pox. You remember the little pox we used to get coming up? The little chicken pox that leave little holes in your skin. This not like that. This just like a hole, look like a quarter. I mean, a quarter pus on each, on face. You should see some of the pictures. And I'm gonna talk about my daughter because she said, "Mom, I want you to see this picture because I want you to take this thing serious, the monkeypox." I was taking it serious. She said, "No, you all still have to wear your mask and things like that." But she says, you got to see, you got to see this picture so you won't sit back and think this is a joke.
They said monkeypox infections last for 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh.
The CDC said it begins with a flu-like symptoms, including a fever, a headache, muscle ache, exhaustion, eventually fluid. Watch this now. Fluid-filled bumps.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they showed us.
Fluid-filled bumps are parts spreading across the skin. Health officials has notes that the latest monkeypox case often involve genital rash that can be confused with the syphilis or herpes.
Well, I tell you what, be careful. Watch what you touch, who you touch. And, just get that hand sanitizer and just be careful because, there are a lot of, I know people may not understand it, but the pestilence and all the epidemics and things, that stuff comes into the land. And especially now where people are just doing all kind of things with all kind of things. And you got a conspiracy theory that some of this stuff is being put in the air.
That's right. They said, Mr. Hinton, monkeypox is deadly by 2 major strains of various pose different risks. A Congo-based strain has been found to be fatal to about 1 in 10 people affected with it, according to the WHO. While and West African strain appeared to be less severe, becoming fatal for about 1 to 100 infected.
Well, I tell you what, be very careful. In the meantime, Mr. Eve, oh my goodness, we got to serve that tea and what's going on in daggone Russia, honey. Can you send that young lady
back?
Send her home. Now, they gave Miss Brittany Gaynor. Is it Gaynor? Let's make sure that's right. They gave her 9 years. Now, Mr. E, we thought that they were Griner. Yeah, Miss Brittany Griner. We thought that they were going to let her come home, exchange her. And here we go with 9 years Russian prison. Who in the world? But this is the thing. The story is that she was had brought over some things allegedly. She did plead guilty, and it is against the law. But our hearts go out to her because this is traumatizing to her. They said her lawyer said she could just hardly get words out. We definitely need to pray for this young lady because it's just a hard thing, suddenly you sitting up here, suddenly locked down, can't get out. She wrote to the president and said she feels as though she's not going to ever be out and leave Russia, even though she has 9.
They had 30 years hanging over her head. Ooh. But when they sentenced her to 9 years in Russian prison for drug charges, they said Brittany Gaynor has been sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison on drug possession and smuggling.
Oh, Lord.
And smuggling charges. And when I heard that before, when she began to talk about it, she said it accidentally fell into her bag.
Oh.
The drugs and politically charged with denounced by the United States Joe Biden. They said the United States star Brittany Gaynor was convicted Thursday in Russia in drug possession and smuggling and was sentenced to 9 years in prison in a political charge case that could lead a high-stake prison exchange between Washington and Moscow.
Wow.
In other words, they say they're trying to trade her off for someone else. The 31-year-old, they're trying to trade her off with someone else. The 31-year-old, 2-time World Olympics, 8-time All-Star, WNBA, Phoenix Mercer, listened with a blank expression as the interpreter translated the verdict.
Oh my
Gaynor
God.
also fined 1 million rubies.
Say that again.
Gaynor was also fined 9 years in jail and 1 million rubies.
So rubies must be Russian money.
It's about $21,000.
Oh, is it about the money? Is that what they wanted? They want those coins from prisoners? What's going to happen? I know one thing we can do is pray. Her team prayed for her. They were in solidarity. They were, among one another, really, really serious about getting a breakthrough so she can come home. She is traumatized. And this is the thing. This is the tea. Y'all better stop going over there in Russia with stuff.
And messing with stuff.
Russia, did you all see Putin and them and Donald Trump and all them and what they would do and how they would, what extremes they would go through? You better stay out of these countries, bring in your habits, because these folks don't play. They're not like, United States, she might have, if they discovered that, she might have got a little, something, okay, we're going to fine you or whatever. But over there in these foreign countries, those people got stricter laws than we have any day.
The Olympic swimmers went to China. And, China is really upset with the United States because your girl went to Pulaski went to
Oh
Taiwan.
yeah,
And when
absolutely.
Pulaski went to Taiwan, and she was going to make an attempt to go to China, so they said she
Yes.
better not come to China. Well, our Olympic swimmers, Mark and all them boys, they went over to China and they were swimming. They got caught with drugs. They got caught going into different places where they're not supposed to be, and they got a fine. Well, they got a slap on the wrist coming out of China. But here, this African American sister, she got 9 years in prison for a drug and trying to smuggle the drugs back. Listen to this. The NBA most valuable player, Stephen Kerr, wrote wore Gaynor jersey under his tracksuit and award show and urges the entire global sports community to continue to stay energized on her behalf. Because that 6'9" center has 12 to 15 regular season dunk.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse now.
But here's the thing. And again, we can't stress this as much, Miss Hinton. When you go overseas, please leave that mess overseas.
Right. These folks don't play. Did you see what happened to that young man over North Korea with Kim Jong? He went and that young man went over there and came back in a casket, in a body bag, honey, for no reason. Look, you can't mess with these folks overseas and their laws and things. They are very, very strict, much more stricter than we are in some of these countries. And so, Miss Brittany Griner, we are going to pray that you stay strong in this, and hopefully the president and other people will, be able to negotiate to bring her back home, because she's absolutely terrified and traumatized. And we pray. She apologizes. Listen to this
apology ain't gonna get
she
out of there.
Apologized for what she's done and what happened, and she's so sorry that she has disappointed so many. But we still pray for her. We all make mistakes. We still pray for her, and we encourage you all to keep your tweed, your weed, all your drugs home when you go into these foreign countries. Keep that mess home.
That's right.
You can do without it for a week.
That's right.
Come on now.
Don't bring it with you. Don't bring it with you. Let it go.
Let that mess go. But anyway, Mr. E, we got some upcoming shows.
And our sports talk will be brought to us by Mr. Ronald Spade, and our special guest will be Miss Francine Harrison, Miss Deborah Harris, and also
Miss Malara Green. We're trying to secure our date for Miss Malara Green and Miss Yvonne Frederick. So we're going to have quite a few folk up there. Oh, I forgot my friend Miss Teresa Colongo. She is definitely going to be one of our guests as well. She's going to be talking about autism.
That's right.
And we're so excited about that. But Mr. E, it's been a wonderful, wonderful day. I don't want you all to forget about the book, the ladies' book. Bullying is right underneath your nose. It's in English and Spanish. Please go and support. And thank you for those that are buying it. Thank you. But please, it's for your children. It's for the family. It's talking about bullying, addressing bullying. Please support that book. The music, the ladies' music, you can buy it online everywhere. And the pies, we're getting ready to come up on the season of Thanksgiving and Christmas. You all can pre-order your pies, and you all can go ahead and get all the treats that we have. We will be launching and pushing out information where you can go ahead and order the goods of the ladies' pies.
I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, where Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, is the host. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the FYI radio show, give us a call at area code 757-714-7861 or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYI radio show live at gmail.com.
Absolutely. And thank you all for blessing us. Thank you all for coming on. And I hope you all join us. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, comment. We need the numbers. And we are just so glad that you all take your time to be a part of what we're doing. God bless you all. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you back Monday for Sports Talk.
2 up, 2 down, VA. Bye now.